Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the John Owen Movie Channel. All things movies, all the time. And today's video is going to be a 2020 movie preview. Oops. That's okay. You know what? We're just going to start. We're just going to start. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the John Owen Movie Channel. All things movies, all the time. And today's video is going to be a 2020 movie preview. Now, 2020 is for as kind of a monumental as a year this is going to be. It's kind of an odd year for movies. There's no massive saga-ending movies like Avengers: Endgame or Rise of Skywalker, but that doesn't mean there's not a lot of movies you shouldn't be really, really excited for. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the biggest releases of the year in pretty much chronological order. It may not be perfect. I'm pretty sure all these are in the right dates, but if they're not, I'm sorry for that. But I'm just going to give you like a quick overview of what all these movies are going to be about, and then I'm going to run through some different categories I've categorized these movies in. So let's start. So coming out first on the same days, actually, is the Robert Downey Jr. Dr. Dolittle movie. Obviously Dr. Dolittle can talk to animals, and I was watching the trailer for this, and it looked crazy, man. Like, the animals look really good, and they gotta go on some quest, and there's a dragon in this movie. Okay, cool. Sign me up. Robert Downey Jr. talking animals and a dragon. That sounds whack. Let's freaking do it. And we have Bad Boys for Life. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence reprise their roles as the characters within the franchise. And I've actually only seen one Bad Boys movie, but it was really good. And I think all of them are on Netflix right now, so I'll definitely go give those a watch before I go see this movie. If I go, I'm not sure yet. But both of these movies come out January 17th. Some pretty solid entries to start the year off. Next, we have Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Ugh, try saying that 10 times fast. And this Suicide Squad spin-off, which is not going to be real canon timeline anymore after the new Suicide Squad comes out, because that's going to be a reboot, but it's a spin-off of the original Suicide Squad. I don't really know. It's confusing. But basically, this movie takes place after Harley Quinn has left Joker, and Ewan McGregor's in it as the Black Mask, the bad guy, and I don't know, there's all these other girls in it, so I really don't know what's going to happen. But this movie's going to have Harley's hyenas in it, so I'm game. Sonic the Hedgehog movie, this movie's been through a lot of stuff even before it came out. They came out with the wretched first design of Sonic that looked horrible. He was so ugly. But thankfully, they listened to the fans, and the internet bullied an entire studio, and they redesigned Sonic, and now he looks really awesome. And this movie looks like it's going to be pretty good, pretty solid. Always, having Jim Carrey in a movie is always good. He always brings such a great flair and comedic tone to it that, maybe sometimes the movie doesn't have, or he needs to enhance it or whatever. And this movie looks like it's coming straight out of a video game. So I'm game for it. Next, we have Disney Pixar's Onward. Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, Disney fantasy adventure. They have to go find the spell book or something to help their dad. Cool. Awesome. Let's do it. And then we have Mulan. It's going to be Disney's big live action remake. They've kind of been on a roll with these movies, and Mulan is basically just has next. And it is not a direct remake of the animated movie that came out in the 90s, because that movie is actually not very accurate to the folktale that it's supposed to be based on. So this Mulan is going to be pretty much on point with the actual Mulan folktale from China, not a direct remake of the animated feature. So there's going to be no Mushu, no Cricket, no nothing like that. And then starting off May 1st, we have Marvel Studios' first big release of the year, Black Widow. Sometime in the May to June timeframe, I'm pretty sure, is Fast and Furious 9. Both of these movies are going to be blockbuster hits. Obviously, the MCU has been on a roll lately. They've made five of their last six movies have made $1 billion. Their last three have made at least $1 billion. So they're rolling right now. It's their first big one of the year. I expect both of these movies to make a lot of money. And Fast and Furious, the franchise, you know what? It doesn't matter what the critics say; they always rack in some serious cash at the box office. So these two are going to be kind of the start of your big summer blockbuster for summer 2020. And then next we have two more big entries. We have Wonder Woman 1984 and we have Top Gun Maverick. So Wonder Woman 1984, it's set in the year 1984 and it has Wonder Woman, kind of finding her way through the world now that she's in the 80s. And Steve Trevor's back somehow, and they have Pedro Pascal, who did a great job in The Mandalorian as Lord Maxwell, and Kristen Wiig as the Cheetah. Those two are going to be the bad guys. And the first one, Wonder Woman, was really good, so I don't expect this. I don't expect anything less out of this movie. You have no Top Gun Maverick. People kind of my parents' ages and younger love Top Gun. This is going to bring a lot of people in, kind of introduce a new generation to Tom Cruise and as top in the Top Gun, you know, mythos or whatnot. So that's gonna come out in June. I think it comes out like a week after Wonder Woman 84. I'm pretty sure. And then we have a Ghostbusters Afterlife. The Ghostbusters sequels have not been that good, but I actually have a lot of confidence in this one because it seems to be trying to go in a different direction, and they have Paul Rudd in it, and the man doesn't age. So I feel like this movie is going to be really good, and the original Ghostbusters obviously is a fantastic movie and whatnot. So I think that this one's going to be a good solid hit. And okay, spoiler: these last three movie posters are not official; they're all fan made. So we have Morbius, the living vampire. Vampire. This is part of Sony's expanding universe of Spider-Man characters and whatnot. Jared Leto is going to be in it. Tyrese Gibson's also in it. There's some other people that I can't name off the top of my head. But this is going to be an interesting project to see if Sony's little expanded universe is going to work, and if they really are going to try to tie in the MCU. We'll have to wait and see. And the last two big releases of the year are going to be Venom 2 and Eternals. The first Venom was a smash hit at the box office, so obviously a sequel is on its way. Woody Harrelson joins the crew as Carnage. We're gonna see Venom versus Carnage. That's gonna be really awesome. Andy Serkis is gonna be behind the camera, so I expect this movie to be really good. And then we have Marvel Studios' biggest roll of the dice since probably the Guardians of the Galaxy when it first came out in the Eternals. Um, I expect this movie to be good, obviously, because I have trust in Marvel Studios. But it's going to be interesting to see if they can pull another Guardians and turn a very obscure cast of characters into fan favorites, which I'm sure they can, and I'm sure they will. This movie is going to basically explain the how the Marvel Universe came to be. It's going to span thousands of years. It's probably going to be whack, but I'm down for it. So now there's categories we can talk about. So most boom or bust potential. What do I mean by that? These movies are going to be really good or they can be complete disasters. And I think our top three candidates are Eternals, Venom 2, and Birds of Prey, and the ridiculously long title that involves Harley Quinn. I think out of the three of these, the Eternals probably is the safest choice, but I still but I still need to see it. Venom 2, is it going to be a better movie? I don't know. Is it going to make more? I don't know. But by far, to me, the one that has the most boom or bust potential is Birds of Prey. Simply because this movie is kind of happening in a very confusing timeline, kind of weird. I don't really know. Like, it's going to work right now, but when the new Suicide Squad movie comes out, then I don't really know. But, the DCU does not have the greatest, reception ever. And, but this movie has Margaret Robbie in it, and she's great as Harley Quinn. And I've heard that all the other actresses she's working with are really good. And you know what? Ewan McGregor's in it. Okay? And if there's not at least one Obi-Wan Kenobi reference, then this movie will be a bust. I don't really care. No, I'm just joking. But just because it's a DCU movie and you never know what you're gonna get, but it might be really awesome. But I think it's gonna be rated R, so I don't really know. We'll see. That doesn't mean it won't be good, but I think they might get carried away in that. I don't know. It's the verdict still has to be out. Underrated gem. These are movies that maybe probably can get a little slept on. Um, Maybe up to their release, but are actually going to be end up really good. Uh, Top Gun Maverick is probably doesn't fit in this category, but I needed three, so I just kind of threw it in here just because not a lot of people my age are like huge Top Gun fans or whatever. But Doolittle and Sonic definitely I feel like are going to be underrated gems. But I feel like out of those two, which one has the chance to be the bigger hit per se is definitely Sonic the Hedgehog, just because it's gone through so much publicity and all that people have been talking about this movie for a really long time. And the new Sonic looks great and everything. So and Jim Carrey's in it, so that always brings people to the theater. So the underrated gem I think is gonna be Sonic the Hedgehog. Highest grossing movies. So my three candidates for this are Wonder Woman 84, Mulan, and Fast and Furious 9. And I wanted to throw Black Widow in there, but I kind of feel like it's going to be in that Far From Home, like 1.1 billion range. I think it's going to hit a billion for sure. But um, yeah, I just threw it in here because the Disney live action remakes. They've had seven last deck. They had seven in the 2010s, and five of them hit the $1 billion mark, with one of them being like 966 million. So basically, they had six out of seven hit the $1 billion mark. Um, but the Fast and Furious movies, they always rack in serious cash. It doesn't matter about critical reception. But I feel like, and then Wonder Woman 1984, I think is going to be marketed as the big summer blockbuster that of 2020 or whatever. But I feel like out of these three, the one that's I think is going to be the highest grossing movie is going to be Wonder Woman 84. Just because, the first Wonder Woman movie was so well received and they showed that they could do it with a female character, and that one almost made $900 million. So I expect this one to completely explode at the box office. The April to July range is really your big, 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 big time cash money grabs because anyone can pretty much go on any day of the week because kind of school's winding down and whatever. So, and this movie's gonna have a huge marketing push. I know that, and so it's probably gonna be in that 1.4, 1.3 billion dollar range. Which in a year like this is probably gonna be good enough to be the highest grossing movie of the year. And the movie that I'm most excited for. So this is kind of a random group, but Wonder Woman 84, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Black Widow. These are the three movies I'm most excited for. I really love Sonic, and obviously, Black Widow is this year's MCU's big release. So obviously, that gets me really excited. I'm really interested to see how they pull off Taskmaster and stuff like that. But I'll talk about that more in my preview video that will come like way down the line. But the movie I'm definitely way, way, way excited for is Wonder Woman 1984. And that's just because, Wonder Woman is definitely the best DCU character. Uh, the colors and the music looks really good. I'm really excited to see how they pull off Kristen Wiig's Cheetah character. I hope they absolutely nail it because I really like that character and whatnot. And Chris Pine's back, and Pedro Pascal's in there. And after The Mandalorian, I really like him, so I'm really super excited for this movie. So that's my 2020 movie preview. Comment down below what you thought of this video and what movie you're most excited for in 2020. Thanks for watching my video and subscribe to my channel.